The global death toll from the coronavirus has now crossed 3,000. Even as China continues to report fewer cases, the virus is now spreading to other countries across the globe, with the first cases being reported in Berlin as well as Brussels. How is all of this impacting businesses of companies like VIP Industries? Davina had a chance to speak to the company's chairman, Dilip Piramal. Listen in to a slice of the conversation.
No doubt there is going to be a lot of impact. And the first quarter is our largest quarter, so we have lost the whole of February. And that is when the workers were supposed to come back on 1st of February after their annual New Year holiday. And they have been trickling in now, but as you put it rightly, that the shipments will have to start next month, and there is going to be disruption. Fortunately for us, our dependence on China has definitely become less this year than it was last year. But nevertheless, it is a large part of our supplies come from China. So we have to wait and see. And we are seeing what we can do in the meanwhile, shoring up our supplies from the domestic sector.
What quantum of shortfall risk are you facing right now, if at all the supplies don't kickstart by the end of next month?
Well, right now we're not facing any shortage, but we'll have to wait and see. It's very difficult to quantify it right now.
Okay, so you said you were trying...
There's no sense in speculating.
Okay, sure. No, but just as an inventory, getting a gauge of the inventory you have versus the supplies that you have to, fill in if the gap is there from China. What kind of supplies have you looked at from other sources? I mean, are they coming in at a higher price? Will that be impacting margins in a negative way?
No, not really, because most of the other sources are our own manufacture, and we have some people who are outsourcing, so they're not going to increase the prices, and as yet we have not seen anything. But a large part is we manufacture nearly 50% of our total sales.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Piramal, you had recently said that the market share loss that VIP Industries saw was a tactical play because you let go of some low margin business. Now obviously this was the time to actually start to progress and to regain market share once again, and coronavirus has played a spoil sport. Do you think this is going to delay your plans a little bit further in terms of gaining back that lost market share?
Well, at the moment, it all depends on what the supply is of our competitors. So it's not a very open market right now, because I think sales will depend more on how much you can procure, means what the supply side is. And that also means that I think all these extra discounting which has been going on in the market will definitely stop. Whether prices will increase or not is another question, but one can assume that the high discounts offered will stop, but it also depends on the consumer demand. I hope that there is not so much disruption in the economy that consumer demand goes down. And I think India that way is not so directly impacted, except for the imports it does. So Indian manufacture, I hope, should not be too badly affected.
So which section of your luggage components is going to get most impacted? Because I believe you've said that you want to look at a higher contribution from hard luggage, and that is manufactured in-house. Does that get impacted meaningfully, or which other segment is the one that's going to be impacted by this issue?
No, hard luggage will not be impacted at all. In fact, there will be a positive side on the demand for hard luggage, and we are trying to see that whatever we can maximize, we will do. Though in this quarter, I mean, we work at full capacities, so to increase further is going to be a challenge. But let us see. We will make efforts.
So this is which segments that we're talking about? While hard luggage is immune to this slowdown, you will, because it's in-house manufactured, which is the other segments that could materially be challenged in this environment?
Well, it's all across. I mean, segments means as far as the product goes, it's all across. It's the vertical uprights, the suitcases, the upright suitcases, and then there are the smaller items like the backpacks and all.
Yeah.
And backpacks and all can be procured from India also. So, but we are, our own manufacturer also covers suitcases. But if the maximum challenge will be on the vertical uprights in the soft luggage.
Okay, all right. Just talking about, since you pointed out backpacks, I mean, in the past you've seen growth of about 30% in backpacks. That's slowed down to 20% plus due to the stiff competition. Will this add to the pressure within the backpack segment, or this is something that like you said, if you can get you can sources from India as well, that can be covered up?
You see, now the competitive picture will change totally in this quarter, in the coming quarter, because as I said earlier, it all depends on what we can supply. So this is a very unprecedented situation, and the supply will determine your sales.
Talk a little bit more, sir, with regards to the strategy in the mass segment now. How are you tackling competition there, and will that also, the competitive landscape change there too?
Absolutely. I mean, the bigger competition is in the sort of economy segment. And as I said, now the whole competitive situation temporarily has changed. Supply will determine what is going to be offered, and we'll have to see that every month. Let's say like what we can do in March, and the real picture will, the critical months are April, May, and let us see how things pan out then.
Anything with regards to the working capital improvement, do you see that easing out a bit for you going forward?
I think our working capital situation is quite normal. So there is nothing new to be happened there.
Okay, and also just one last question with regards to the talks of some channel conflicts with regards to e-commerce, which is highly discounted channel, and how you tackle that angle as well in order to make sure that your financials don't get dented too much, and versus other traditional channel partners.
I'm not aware of that, of what you're saying. I don't think it will have a great impact on us.
Okay. So you don't think there's much of a differential between discounted e-commerce sales versus the traditional channel network that you have and your dealers' distribution network?
Yes, of course there is a big difference, but I don't think it's affecting us too much. We are not very much in that segment.
Okay.
So, but that is definitely, that is one area where we have lost market share.
And you feel you're going to be increasing touch points, distribution touch points in your distributor network?
As I said, right now, there is no question of increasing anything right now, at least for the next 2 quarters. So, we are working in a very sort of crisis situation at the moment. So we can't take any long-term decisions.